Hey Toyota fans, welcome back to another Toyota Tuesday. I am Brian from Sixth Gear Garage, and normally I would have Clinton from Dirt Garage, but he had some plans this week, so I had Jimmy from Snail Trail 4x4 lined up, and he is MIA. I hope everything's all right. Um, we didn't get a chance to talk much today, as I was doing some Toyota stuff today. I think I mentioned last week I bought my first third gen. It's a 1989. It's four-wheel drive. It's got the 3.0 V6, and it's a complete rust bucket. Rust bucket. There will be videos coming up on that as well. But it the goal was to kind of well, here. You know what? Let me jump over. None of this has been edited yet, but we'll give you a quick preview here. Welcome back to the Sixth Gear Garage. Today, I get tetanus. So there's a teaser. So you can see it's pretty rough, and it's looking a lot more rough now. I went ahead and I gutted the interior. I pulled off some trim. Basically, left the entire drivetrain intact. And from that point, it's going over to Mikey's house. We took it there today, and we took off the. Well, first we want to try and get it running because it's been sitting for 5 years. So we messed with that. The fuel pump wasn't priming, but it would get power if we ran 12 volts to it. So we kept doing that and kept messing around with it. And eventually we got it started, and it is a very healthy motor. And that's good because the motor, the trans, the transfer case is all going into our Gambler 500 vehicle. And that is a, you know what? I don't know if you guys have watched my old videos. If you're a long time subscriber, you may be familiar with the Wheelmobile. But let me give you a little bit of a preview here. Um, okay, this started a long time ago in probably 2014. We got a 1988 or 98 Honda Accord. Let's see here. Let me find a before picture. Do we have a before picture here? There it is. It started out as this. And I know it's not a Toyota, it's Toyota Tuesday, but it does get Toyota related at the end. So hang with me here. It started as this, and we painted up for the Medina County Rough Truck Competition, which is basically you try and not destroy your truck completely through an obstacle course. There's my 85 back in the day when it was two shades of red. But and then here it is at the actual rough truck competition. There's actually a video of this on my channel. A couple hard landings. That one hurt a lot. That one hurt. We lost some teeth. We lost a tooth there in the front. But the car survived, and he was able to drive it around for a while. He just had to put a new radiator in it. And he came in ninth place out of like 50 something vehicles. So he got, I think, 50 or $100 for a prize. So after a while, the truck, or we had the idea of turning it into a truck. And that's when things got weird. This is it pretty far along. Let me see if I have any other older photos here. Well, that's supposed to come later. Okay, so uh, so you saw the last picture, and then we decided to run it in a Gambler 500. So we found a way to lift the rear using springs from my 7 Series BMW part out, and we cut out the rear wall and put in a Del Sol rear wall. It has a roll-down window, so now it's an official two-door truck. And this is the last time we really drove the car. It's been sitting for about well, let's see, 3, 4 years now, almost 4 years now, just getting rustier and rustier. And the last time we had it up on the lift, the pads for the lift went through. So we decided that we were going to put the frame from my 1988 Toyota pickup under it. Now this frame it's been patched before. It's not falling apart yet, but it's not anything I would say that's worth restoring. So it was a perfect candidate for this project. And let me skip around. I have no order here. All right, here we go. So we did a test, and the wheelbase is pretty close. This is just the Accord with all the subframe and suspension on it still. And then we took all that stuff off. There's the old engine, the old four-cylinder engine and the front suspension. Um, we had the rear somewhere, but and now we just kind of have it sitting up there. Yes, it is way higher than it's going to be. We're not going to even bother trying to figure out how to mount the body yet until we get the engine in. So the whole engine and drivetrain was the holdup. But now with this Toyota, we have that. So we can proceed on that and combine a Honda and a Toyota. Now, I did get some video of today's adventure, we'll call it that. It was pretty sketchy. Um, yes, Jim's Equipment Shed, they are missing out. That was really the first sort of project vehicle I did on the channel where we kind of showed it from start to finish. I think there was like 20 episodes. And that thing just won't die. It will rust away, but it won't die. So we're there we go. We're back. All right. Sorry about that. Not sure what happened there. Audio is back. I'm using this wireless headset because it sounds better. The quality's a lot better, but not sure what happened there. But yeah, so we're basically putting these two vehicles together to make one somewhat decent vehicle for the Gambler 500. So now we can get on with that. But the truck was so rusty that I had it in my garage. I could tell that the bed and the cab were kind of doing this, you know, um, kind of resting on one another. So I didn't want to take the bed off here. So I'm glad I waited because once we got the truck to Mike's house, he's got a lift, by the way. His channel is called The Shop Spot. Much smaller channel than mine, but some good content. We decided that we were going to try and get it running to just make sure, do a baseline to make sure this engine is actually good before we install it into the Wigmobile. Of course, it wasn't getting fuel, it would crank, which was a start. So we figured out that the fuel pump wasn't getting power. Like I said earlier, we just ran constant 12 volts to it and it worked. We got it running. It sounds amazing. It is a very peppy, very healthy sounding engine. It likes to rev. I will say we really lucked out. The original plan was just use the trans and the transfer case and do a 3/4 swap, but I think we're going to roll with a 3-liter. It sounds really good. Um, you guys are still saying there's no audio. Let me check this out here. Get back to the story in a second. No, I'm hearing audio. Okay. You guys still got audio? Okay. It's back. All right. You guys still got audio? Cool. Sorry about that. Um, well, yeah. So uh, we got this thing running, and it ran great. But to get to the fuel pump to try and diagnose that, we took the bed off, and as soon as that bed came off, the frame just did this. It totally just tacoed in half, and the only thing that kept it from completely snapping and being like immobile was that the drive shaft was under the cross member, the rear cross member that the exhaust hangs off of, and it was resting on the drive shaft. So I'm kind of glad we did things in the order that we did, but it worked out. So we got it running. Then we after that we disconnected everything from the cab, and we lifted the cab off and left the basically frame and drivetrain on the ground. Then we cut the frame in half because it was ready to snap anyways, and we rolled the front half and the back half out of the garage separately. We used Mike's tractor to actually help pull the front half out because it was pretty heavy. We thought, oh yeah, it'll just roll like a wheelbarrow, but all the weight was not enough centered over the front axle to do that. But it's a work in progress, so there'll be some updates. It's cool because it's my first third gen and my first V6 that I've ever owned out of what 9 or so trucks now. So I'm excited to get into that. It's something new. Um, we'll see where it goes. I think it'll be a good Gambler 500 vehicle though, so it's going to be a lot more torque than we're used to. The old engine was a 2.3 liter VTEC four-cylinder. It had 140 horse, but I'm sure it didn't have much torque. So this will definitely be a good torquey build for some off-roading. That's our goal, just to have fun with the thing, and of course drive it around town because it's going to look very offensive to some people, I'm sure. um, so yeah, I'm catching up on comments here. Sorry about the no audio thing. It should be good now. I see some of you guys had to refresh to get it to work. Yes, Jim, it does have the 3.0 liter, which apparently is um, everyone doesn't like. So I was always skeptical. I always bought four-cylinder trucks because of that. But Clinton kind of convinced me. He said, "Hey, man, I've had great luck with the. He's had bad luck with the 22 RE and good luck with the V6s. So it's the 3.0. The original plan, this might have been when the audio cut out. The original plan was to get this truck because it had the manual transmission, the R150, and use that to bolt the 3.4 too, and have a 3.4 liter manual rearmobile. So the V6, this 3 liter actually running and being healthy was just a bonus, because I figured we'll just run it until it goes. Um, yes, the crossover tube it's a horrible design. If you guys aren't familiar with that, it's the exhaust from the passenger side. Instead of doing like a normal V6 and just kind of going down and meeting at like a Y pipe of some sort, it crosses over right behind the motor. I'm talking like, right butted up next to the motor by those cylinder heads, and just soaks up all that heat. And that's just a common problem with these trucks. So we already talked about it. We're gonna look into some cheap headers for it, and of course do a custom exhaust anyways when the time comes. And also we'll probably do an EGR delete. The previous owner already started. There's a couple tubes blocked off and like a big old bolt welded in one of them. So it'll be a healthy motor when we're all done for sure. Let's see. A 2JZ into a 93 two-wheel drive. That would be an awesome swap for sure. Yeah, the V6, that was Honda's first V6, the 3.0 liter, and they just didn't quite get some stuff right. Um, and then the 3.4, they just nailed it with that motor. But yeah, the 3.0 is known for that crossover pipe being a problem. So if you have one, uh, delete that. Just go with regular headers, and you will, by all means, prolong the life of your motor. This one that we have, it has about 153 or 158,000 miles. So, relatively speaking, it's still young. All right, guys. Sorry about that. I just lost audio again. I'm gonna switch up to my old microphone. Quality isn't as good, but it's not gonna cut out. So, be right back. Okay. Let's see here. Switch this over. Testing. Testing. Sorry about this, guys. Sorry about this, guys. Sorry about this, guys. Turn this thing off. I don't know what the problem was tonight. I apologize for those technical difficulties. Um, Everybody hear me good now? I'm using my cheap microphone. All right, thanks. It sounds better on the Gold. Okay. I know before I always had some noise issues with the Gold, but I'll be happy to use this one instead of those headphones. Oh man, so where were we? Let's see here. Catch up on comments here for a minute. Any new Toyotas? Yes, Fastlane. I was just saying. I was working on the '89 lately. I actually just got home a little while ago. I was over at Mike's all day, working on this truck. There will be video. There will be some video, some very sketchy video. The way this frame was ready to fold in half, it was sketchy. If it didn't have a bad slave cylinder and we could shift gears, honestly, we probably would have tried driving it, and that would not have been a good idea. It was probably the weakest frame I've ever had. The front half was great, but right after the doors, it just was ready to snap in half. Gym equipment shed. Yep, head gasket issue. That seems to be the common problem with the 3.0 liters. Bob, thanks for the specs. 180 foot-pounds of torque. So, and you've got the crossover delete as well on your 3.0. Good to hear. Yeah, we'll definitely we'll go that route with the delete for sure. Let's see. All right, this is a question here. Any tips on or advice at making your own double inverted flare brake lines? I'm not even sure. Honestly, I've only ever made the single flare brake lines. Never did a double inverted flare. So sorry, I can't help you out on that. Backroads Drifter says there is a tool for it. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, typical Toyota frame. It totally was. The truck, I think I said this earlier, I can't remember it. It's been sitting for 5 years. The last sticker of the oil change was 2015, and the plates had a 2016 sticker on it. So it's been sitting outside for 5 years, and I'm really surprised it ran as good as it did, even with that old gas still in it. We had to mess with it for a while to get it running. It turns out we had to run a new fuel line because the other one broke and was spitting out fuel. So we ran a new fuel line, just a temporary one, just outside the cab, and we tapped into one of the return fuel lines instead of the actual one into the fuel rail. So that was a holdup. But yeah, I'll get a video for that soon, guys. We did document some of this stuff, and we'll continue to document some more. Let's see, recommendations on an aftermarket rear bumper for an '88 4Runner. Minimal welding and altering preferred. There's a lot out there. There's ARB, there's Trail Gear. I think anything name brand would be good. Yeah, someone suggested Trail Gear. That's a good one. I see that one a lot. Backroads Drifter, your 93 has a clean frame. I'm curious, what region are you in? Because there are no clean frames left up here. Marlin, yep, that's another good one. Marlin. Let's see here. No rust at all. Jealous. So jealous. Well, guys, let me see here if I've heard from, no, haven't heard back from Jimmy from Snail Trail, so sorry about that. I guess I'm rolling solo tonight, though. That's all right. I do have some more local Toyota and regional Toyota classifieds to check out. Eastern Kentucky. All right. Good to know. That's not too far from Ohio. If I were am in the market, I will head down that way. Yeah, man. Thanks for everyone for checking in live. I'm really glad we got some viewers here, even despite my my guest not making it and my sound difficulties here. So we're working through it. Yeah, let's check out some of the rides here. I do have one email here on ToyotaTuesdays.com. This is from Lewis. We'll go check out his ride. It says it's a 86. Nice. I'd like to know what suspension you got on there. That's a really nice flex. Wow, this is a beautiful truck. This could be a show truck that can also be capable. It looks really good. Back to that first one again. This almost looks like a before and after. I'd say this is the after paint and wheels and tires, and the front end too. Looks real good. Okay, yep, and there it is in progress. Nice. So yeah, you guys, if you want me to put any of your rides up on the live show tonight, there's a comment at the top with the email in it. That's toyotatuesdays@gmail.com. Excuse me. So this is part of the show. We're going to go over and check out some classifieds. These are still from last week's show. I have not had much time to prepare with working on that 89. So we'll finish up last week's classifieds here. We've got a 1983 right here. Toyota pickup, 7500. This is right here in Ohio. 22R on propane. Let's see, he's got 488 gears, chrome moly shafts, RUF, a rear up front suspension, 63s in the rear, Bilstein shocks, Picky Thompsons on 35-inch Picky Thompsons on 15x10s. So let's check this out. This was a nice one. If that's the one I'm thinking of here. Oh wait, this one's actually kind of rough, but I like the patina, so this was why I saved it. There it is. Definitely a very good, capable wheeler if you're looking to get into something. It's still, that's still a truck and not a complete conversion into a truggy. I like that. Basically, I mean, it's capable, but it still has the original body because I love the style of those first gens. And this is actually, if you guys are from Ohio, you might know this. This is from Wellsville. I think this trail is called Crevice. I've got a couple old videos of my my 85 going up that. B-Locks. There it is. So a good looking first gen, very built for off-road use. 7,500 bucks. Here's the hood. All right. Here's another 83. This is out in California, out west. 1200 firm, 83 pickup, 4x4 long bed, solid axle. Was running and driving, but pulled motor for their pickup. Does not have a motor, obviously. So for 1200 bucks, this is what you get. It's rough, but I will say, I mean, if you're looking for a project, you got a motor to drop in. It's not a bad start. I mean, you figure just alone, you got solid axles, you got a cab, you got a decent bed. I mean, I would much more gladly work with this bed than the one that's on my 1980. You guys just have it so lucky out west. But I mean, yeah, I would honestly buy this for 1,200 bucks in a heartbeat if it was in Ohio, just because of the bed and the axles and the other good parts. Even those doors are better than the ones on my 1980. So let's see, 1985. What we got here? 3,000 bucks. Oh, okay. This is up by Clinton, up there in Canada. Let's see. This blew my mind. 494,000 kilometers. I don't have Clinton here to do the conversion off the top of his head, but they're saying, I guess it was 3,900, and now he's dropped it to 3. But Pro Comp suspension, new clutch, pressure plate, just a bunch of new maintenance. It's on 35s. And the bad. Yes, the body is rusty, but frame and suspension is solid, no rot. So there's what you get for $3 grand. And to be honest, I think it's worth it for an 85, for a solid axle 85, all original. I would definitely consider buying this truck, especially if you're just going to wheel it. You don't need a nice body if you're just going to wheel it. So definitely a diamond in the rough, but for $3 grand, I don't know. What do you guys think? We'll do 87. Back here, 87 here. This one sold pretty quick. This was here in Ohio. It was $1,500. 22R with a Weber carb, IFS front, but he has 85 straight axles as well. Chevy 63s in the rear. Okay, he's saying the 85 straight axle and the Chevy springs for an extra $1,000. Needs framework. Yep, Toyota in Ohio. No title, so yeah, a little bit iffy about that. I guess if you're going to use it for an off-road toy, it's fine. But there it is. For $1,500, that's what you get. And honestly, that's not a bad deal here in Ohio. I know you guys out west wouldn't touch it because of the rust, but you know, we work with what we got out here in Ohio. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, $3K for that was a really good deal. Like Clinton always says, man, there's really good deals up here, and that's what I've seen so far. People just practically give these things away up in Canada. This is a 1987 pickup, 2,500. Once again, here in Ohio, 7 inches of lift, 5-inch suspension, and 3-inch body lift. Okay, so 8 inches of lift. 22R, 5-speed, 4x4, locker in the rear. Leaks a little antifreeze. 2,500 or best offer, and this one sold pretty quick. Check it out. And this one actually looks like it might be, you know, daily drivable. It does have, it looks like the bed's been replaced with one from a 2-wheel drive, which explains why it's not full of rust holes. But yeah, I mean, that truck in that condition for that price, I'm not surprised that sold as fast as it did. Here in Ohio, once again, out west, different story. But here in Ohio, anything that's not completely rotted away body-wise is worth it. It's this one here. Got another 87 extra cab. Peebles, Ohio. Will need towed or trailer. This is how most of the Toyotas ads in Ohio start. Needs clutch. Okay, so it's not actually rotted away, or at least it doesn't say that it is. Flatbed, 5-speed, 4x4, 170,000 miles. Check it out. Okay, so it's got a wood bed on the back. Oh, this one blew my mind because there's not a crack right here in the shifter surround trim. Any of you guys that have these, let me know if yours is cracked, like right about here. That's how everyone I've ever had is. They always crack right in the middle. So yeah, here's what you get for that price here in Ohio. Not horrible, but you know, not bad for $2,000. I mean, you're getting a running, driving Toyota, with the exception of the clutch. Next up, found my 1988 4Runner. This was up. Okay, this is up in Canada, so it's probably a good deal. Look at this, $2,000. Mind you, this is $2,000 Canadian. All these prices from Canada are Canadian, so that's probably what, like $1,500 US, if in there. You know, I don't have Clinton here to translate all for me, but that's pretty cheap. Blown head gasket, still drivable but short distances. It's a 22 RE 5-speed 4Runner, power steering. Needs a lot of work to be restored.
Let's see. The floor has no holes or rust, and the frame only has surface rust. So the interior is missing some parts, but for 2,000 bucks Canadian, I think this one was a really good deal. I mean, I would buy this in a heartbeat if it wasn't, you know, a couple thousand miles away. So yeah, the body's getting rough, but I mean, it's cheap enough to cheap and easy enough to replace a head gasket on a 22 RE. So yeah, body is rough. Actually, actually that teal Honda Civic hatchback over there. I thought that was my first car, my first Civic. Looked just like that. So there you go, 2,000 bucks Canadian, and that is also a steal. Let's see. Okay, so someone's 85 pickup has a crack in the shifter bezel, but not the 87 4Runner. Yeah, I've never had a 4Runner. Been looking for one, but never found the right one. But all the pickups I've had have had that crack in the shifter bezel, and they're not cheap on eBay either. Hopefully, someone's gonna like figure out a way to like 3D print them or do something to remake them because it's a common issue. Uh, this is a 1988 4Runner SR5 for 6 grand, and this is in Michigan. Um, 3.0. Let's see. And he did do remove the crossover exhaust as we talked about earlier, replaced with headers, 33s, and let's see. It comes with a bikini top. It's got new carpet in a box, a Spartan locker for the rear. The only issue is when you're in reverse and the clutch is not completely engaged, it chatters. So that's not too bad here. 6K or best offer. And I like this truck. I like just the way this one's built a lot with the flares and everything. It looks really good. I like the top as well. And you can see it's got a little bit. There it is. It's got some of the rust. Nothing like that cheap one from Canada, but definitely a Michigan 4Runner. But I'm guessing the rest of the truck's all original because it still has the OEM graphics on it. I don't know. I mean, the paint is really nice. I'm guessing that's original. But yeah, for 6 grand, it's not bad. I mean, that's definitely you could definitely save that body. All right, one more, and then we'll get back to the comments here. This is up here in Canada, up Clinton's way, 2,700 bucks Canadian. So maybe what's that? A little over 2 grand US. 88 Toyota pickup, flat deck 4x4, 5 speed, 2 sets of wheels and tires. Speedometer doesn't work. Gas gauge doesn't work. A bit rusty but trusty Toyota. That's a good way to sell it. Go up here. It's got a pretty cool bed on the back. I think this is when he was still building it because it's not done yet there. But there it is. Yeah, pretty cool bed. I kind of like how it kind of ramps up like that. I never saw one like that before. Cool little rack on the top as well. Looks very utilitarian. Yeah, there's a lot of the bed ones. He's really proud of the bed, but he should be. Interior's nice. There is a crack on the dash. At first, I didn't see it, but yeah, there is a crack on the dash. Um, there you go. So 2,700 bucks Canadian will get you that. So there's what's available out there. Let me check up on the comments here. Let's see. The 87 extra cab. Yeah, that was a good deal. I agree, man. I definitely agree on that. The Pro Comp lift kit. Bolt-on or require relocation. No, I've got the 4-inch Pro Comp lift kit on my 85, and it's just a direct bolt-on. You don't have to relocate the hangers or anything like that. So it's a good kit. I will say it rides rough. It rides a lot better when I get maybe 100 or so extra pounds in the bed, like for like a weekend excursion or something like that. Once I got all my tools and the spare tire and all that, it rides a lot nicer. Or when I had a cap on the back, but under regular driving, it's pretty a little bit on the harsh side. You can tell it's a lifted Toyota. I'll put it at that. Also, I noticed that it seemed to ride a little bit softer up front after I got rid of the factory steering and I cut off the the brace to the frame, going from the front axle to the frame. You do that when you install the high steer, and when I did that, it seemed to ride a little bit softer as well. Okay, well, we got Backroads Drifter, 93 solid axle swap, dual cases, 529 gears. The rear diff needs reshimmed. Bunch of add-ons. Only 96,000 miles. That's a baby for a Toyota. $7,000. That's what that gets you. Hey, Backroads Drifter, if you want to send me some pictures of that to the email address, ToyotaTuesdays@gmail.com, we'll show everybody what you have for sale there. In fact, let me see if I got any more. We did. We got one from Ed. This is a, let's see here, 3rd gen. Don't have any specs on it, but there it is. It's a nice looking truck. Yeah, very nice truck. I like that that winch setup there. That's kind of cool. And there it is, 96,000 miles. Okay. Oh, that is Backroads Drifter. All right. Yeah. It's just a baby. Hey, you know what? While I'm over here, I actually had Jimmy from Snail Trail. I saved some of his vehicles. I'll give you a quick rundown here of what they are. He names his vehicles. I don't know the names of all of them, but he's got Samantha, and this has been a long-going project on his channel. It started out as a 2-wheel drive, and he's converting it into 4-wheel drive. You see there, it's been a good watch to see how he does it and see all the steps involved. So that is Samantha, the 3rd gen, and we've got Bobcat, which he's had for a long time. I'm guessing it's called Bobcat because the bed is bobbed, but that was his primary trail rig. And we have, okay, this is Clifford. This is his tow rig, a beautiful OBS Ford F250. I can't think of the last time I saw that generation that good, that nice in an F250. So there's his trail rig, and he's got a parts truck, or maybe it's a parts 4Runner, can't tell. I think it's a 4Runner, out back behind his shop. I don't know if that one has a name. I don't know. I feel like if I was just going to part out a truck, I probably wouldn't want to name it, you know. Don't want to get attached to it. And here's his 2016 Tacoma. This is his daily driver, also his overlanding vehicle. And he's got a lot of other vehicles that he features on there that he doesn't actually own. A lot of other vehicles, mostly all Toyotas though. So definitely worth checking out. He does a lot of how-tos as well as off-roading. He's out in California, so he's got a lot of good trails to choose from. Let's see here. Catching up on the comments. All right, well, we're all caught up on comments. I'll show you guys a little bit more of the rust bucket. I call my 89 since we don't have any questions or anything here. Let's see here. Sneak preview here. We got. Anyway, here we go. So there is.
Moving on back.
Turn the sound off. The rocker panels. Usually, you know, sometimes in Ohio you get the outer one, the outer side rusting out, but this one, both of them rusted out. And there is the frame. The bottom is completely separated. You can see both sides are pretty patchy. So the top is still complete of the boxed frame. And I went back. Oh, of course.
So I don't even need to hit this very hard.
Mandatory.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Had to tap it, and that's what just
It's not good, folks.
collapsed. So where is the back? Let me find the back part of the frame here. Oh no! Got the beach ball of death. Come on, Mac. Oh, there we go. Whoa, what just happened? Okay, and this is over the rear wheel here. And you can see this is the outer wall of the frame, and it's just completely rotted away. By how and then you see
There we go.
right through the frame to the inside of the frame rail there. And
So of the box
it
frame,
gets better.
I've got
It gets better. Okay, now we're looking through
here's.
the hole in the bed.
Now let's take a look up
This
on.
bed was actually not a hole when I got it, but I actually touched it and it just collapsed. But there is the frame, what's left of the frame, the box frame right there. There's the bottom hanging down. Both sides are completely rotted away. So I just have the top edge there of that boxed frame. You can see the shock. I don't know if you can see it in this angle. The shock's just hanging there. It's not attached to anything anymore. Let's see here. Spare tires long gone. There's the underside of the bed. I actually considered trying to save part of this bed to cut out this corrugated part to kind of use to restore the bed on my 1980, which is a lot worse than this. But after seeing how bad it was underneath, I just figured it's not worth it. This is a receiver hitch there, and it's very, very rusty. I would not trust that to carry any weight. Yeah. Well, like I said, I did not go through and even look at this or edit any of these yet, so my apologies for showing you all my raw footage, but I want to give you a sneak preview. Man, my Mac is not happy. I should probably restart it. I might restart this thing like once a week. Probably not enough. Here is the.
If you look at this side, which has the large section of frame rusted away, you can tell something's.
So if you notice, look at the gap from here to here, and then the gap behind the tire to the fender. So the whole frame has separated and is shifting back. And then over here on the driver's side is doing it a little bit, but it's not as bad. You can see it's still a little bit uneven, but the gap isn't as bad as it was. And this, you can tell that it's not resting on the cab, but done there. Hold on. You can tell it's not resting on the cab, but it is missing some paint there. So that's a sign that it has been contacting the cab. So I guess before they parked this thing 5 years ago, the frame was already getting pretty sketchy at that point, being that there's already, paint chips right there. What else do we have? They already cut off the cat, of course, since converter prices are through the roof, just like lumber prices. Everything's so expensive right now. I heard copper is going to be going up soon too, so I ordered a few rolls of copper wire so I can get the electric done in the pole barn before that gets expensive. There's the inside of the driver's side frame rail, and it is, rocker panel, and it's actually worse than the passenger side. But yeah, there she is from afar. Looks a lot better from far away. And I think that's about all I've got here on that. I'll get back to the comments here. Let's see. Did I restore the dash? You know what? I took a break. I think I mentioned last week. It was not going well. I made some mistakes. I'll leave my mistakes in the video. I always do. But it didn't go well. So I'm actually going to remove the vinyl that I've already applied, and I got some more vinyl. It's a little bit thinner, and it should stretch a little bit better. Um, I'll explain all that in the video. I'll leave all my mistakes in. Uh, yeah, that's the thing, Jim, about this microphone that I don't like is that you gotta have your mouth like on it for it to pick up any volume. So my apologies. I got into the habit of being able to like talk from far away with that headset one. I got to get back into the habit of like have my mouth practically on this thing to make it sound good. So sorry for the audio difficulties tonight, guys. Did I restore my passenger side dash on the 85? Um, on my 85, no, it's actually original and it is uncracked. And I don't have. Well, what I do is a couple times a year, I'll go out with a, just like a little washcloth or paper towel, and I'll apply some baby oil, and I'll wipe it down real good with some baby oil, and I think that is enough to keep it moist. Because the thing is, once these plastics, especially after years of sun, they just dry out, and that's when they crack. So baby oil is the secret. I think we talked about that a show or two ago. That's my go-to, man, and I don't know. It works, so I'm gonna keep doing it. The baby oil also brings back the color in the door handles when they get all chalky, at least on the second gens they do. Pickups, first gen 4Runners, they get that chalky thing, and you can actually like sort of scratch it with your fingernail and bring it back. But the baby oil, that'll help solve a lot of that. Bob, I don't know for sure if it leaves any residue on the windshield. I haven't noticed, but then again, I live in Ohio. I don't live down in Texas, so not for me. But even so, I'd rather clean it off with some Windex than have that dash crack for sure. And I do have a stack of old cracked dashes. I'm going to restore, at least this one, once I get it restored, refurbish, I have to say, not restored. I am going to put it in the sun and see how it holds up. Okay, no residue. You're out in Cali, so Cole says no residue, and he's in a hot region, so we're good. Yeah, actually, let me see if I can find a picture of the dash in my 85. Well, there's a video on that. If you go to the channel and you look up, you probably just search for 85 dash or Toyota dash or something like that. You'll see it. But I'm knocking on wood that thing doesn't crack because it is in very good condition. Let's see. Oh, Texas. It was a lucky guess, man. Hey, I'm from Texas too. I used to live I was born in Houston. I got a lot of family down there, so I head down there once in a while. And I tell you what, it is hot in the summertime. I'd rather go in the wintertime for sure. Yeah, the heat that those interiors see down there. You guys must have a lot of damage to your plastics and all that down there in your interiors. At least if you're in southern Texas. I don't know. Maybe north of Dallas gets better, but down by Houston, it's a sauna. Yeah, the carpet pads, they help too. Cole, you're good point. I don't like the way they look though, but you know what? If it preserves what's underneath, I mean, have you guys seen the cost of like an uncracked dash pad? Like on eBay, they just go up in price every year. I think the last one I saw was like 400 something bucks, which is ridiculous because I think it was like maybe 2011, 2012. I had a couple of them from Parts Trucks, uncracked dashes, a brown one and a gray one, and I think I sold them for like maybe $100 each on I Hate Mud. So it's amazing. Like these parts are just skyrocketing in value for second gens. Yeah, Bob. Yeah, like $450. I think that's what I saw it go for, and I wouldn't be surprised if they keep going up because people want original, unmolested parts. Someone's got some deep pockets out there, that's for sure. Probably for all the trucks that go to like the auctions, the ones that are fetching $20,000 to $30,000. or the the Marty McFly Back to the Future clones. Those trucks, they fetch a lot of money as well. We talked about that last week. Bring Your Trailer. There was a Back to the Future clone truck that fetched what was it? I think it was like $58,000. I mean, that just blows my mind. Yeah, yeah, they are hard, so hard to come by. However, I don't know if you guys have seen these dash caps that they make. They're real thin plastic, and you don't even have to remove your dash pad to install them. You just, I guess, put some adhesive down, some silicone, and you put this little thin plastic cap on and just clamp it down, and it really looks pretty good. They come in like in a black plastic, which is like a plain sort of semi-gloss color, and you can tell it's plastic, but I have seen some where people paint them to match, and you can't even tell from the photos that it's a thin plastic cover. There's different manufacturers out there. I think did I say it a second ago? Was it Accuform? Accufit? Might be Accuform. Is the one that I saw painted, and it looked brand new. It looked like a brand new dash. I was really impressed with it. And to be honest, after the trouble I'm going through on restoring this this dashboard with filling the cracks and wrapping it, and just, it's so time consuming and it's a pain, to be honest. I would have gladly paid 100 and whatever, 20, 140 bucks, and just painted one of those things and just clamped it on there. That would be the way to go. I tell you that for sure. Oh, it comes in colors. Okay, yeah, Bob, good point. I've only seen them in black for Toyotas, but maybe they do come in colors. If not, it's easy enough just to get some, adhesion promoter, or some kind of a plastic primer and paint it to match with some either, I know Duplicolor and VHT. They make a vinyl and fabric paint. Is it SEM? Yeah, SEM. They make a good vinyl paint. This is all aerosol, by the way, just shelf stuff. Let's see. Yeah, I did see the one where they restored the actual Back to the Future truck. That was a cool series to watch. Yeah. And I think that third gens are right around the corner from starting to go up in price. I've seen some low mileage, top of the line SR5 trucks with some high asking prices. Yeah, please do send some photos, Bob. Actually, I'm going to jump over right now and check to see if we have any more emails here before we call the night. We're approaching 10 o'clock. Oh, man. Bob, give me ideas about frames again. Bob Frazier, not Bob the Builder. We talked for a while about a way to get frames from Oregon to Ohio, and he volunteered to actually trailer one out to me this summer because he's coming to Ohio. Of course, I would pay for the trailer and gas. And by the time you get a U-Haul trailer, you're looking at over $1,000 and plus gas. But yeah, there's a train full of frames. That's how they transport them then. Okay. All right. I will add that to my collection of thoughts on how to get some frames out to me here from the West Coast. Apparently, I just need to buy like 400 at a time to make it worth it. Wow. I wonder what those frames are for. Nice. But yeah, luckily I bought that 1980 because the frame was actually decent, and that's gonna be a good project. We're still going to do that. You know what? We'll see, man. I'm almost over that 87 that I'm trying to find the frame and the bed for. Like, it's just sitting in the corner. It's just doing its thing. Who knows? At some point, if I need a gray interior for a better truck, or I need a healthy 22R or transmission, it may become a parts truck. It's right at that tipping point of being a parts truck or being restorable. Um, the only problem is I can't get the parts to restore it, but I know I can use the parts from it for something else. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll figure something out. But at this point, man, it's just I'd be looking at $1,200 for a rust-free frame, which is which is pricey. That is, if I was to pay you to transport it out here, when there are frames down in Kentucky, which are also pretty good, in the $500 range. I just have to drive, 8 hours. So I guess it all comes down to time and money, right? Let's see. Bob the Builder. Okay, you got a good frame, and you want to remove the cab and the bed to protect it. What's the best way? You want to powder coat it. Okay. You know what? I don't know if you could powder coat a boxed frame. I don't see why you couldn't, but I think to powder coat, you're going to have to blast it first to get it all down to, fresh metal, because I don't think you can powder coat over anything that's left at the factory finish. That's probably why most people just do the POR 15 route. It's just so much easier just to brush it on. But yeah, let's see. Best way to protect it. What kind of shape is it in now? Do you have just surface rust? Any scaling? Any rot? That's kind of the first step. The amount of labor it takes, the bed's not that bad, but to remove the cab, there's a bit of labor there. Cole, I agree 100%. You guys know Fluid Film has never sponsored me or given me any free product. Although, hey, if Fluid Film, if you're watching, send some my way. I use that stuff religiously on all my Toyotas. Anything I drive in the winter, even my Acura, I use it on that. Spray the inside of the frame with fluid film, and that will help preserve what's left. Like I said, these frames a lot of times do rot from the inside out, so it's just as important to spray the inside as it is the outside. And they have, at least on the aerosol cans, there might be something for the bulk as well. On the aerosol cans, there's a little nozzle you can put. It's got a little wand on it with a little nozzle at the end that sprays in 4 different directions, kind of goes everywhere at the end. And that's what I used on the frame for my 80. I sprayed that in the fall. And then for everything else, I just use an old spray gun, like an automotive spray gun, and just I buy it by the gallon and pour the bulk in there. And that's your best bang for the buck. And that's good just for the underbody and inside any crevices or anything like that. But yeah, highly recommend fluid film. The only downfall that I found is that when it comes time to work under the vehicle, whether it be on a chassis or anything really, any wiring harness, anything you touch is just going to be full of black junk. But yeah, I'll take that over a hole in the frame. Bob's frame has barely any surface rust at all. He plans on doing much more to the truck. An engine upgrade. Okay, 2JZ. All right. New axle. Trying to make some real horsepower. All right. It's not a 360-degree nozzle. It has it's like a little metal nozzle, and it has, I think, one hole facing straight out, and then 4 on each side. Every 90 degrees, there's one facing. So it does a pretty good job, and I spray it, in all the doors and everything, any fender gaps, even down in the rockers, anywhere you can get in, it's good to spray it. Big butt getter, scale of 1 to 10. How hard is it to replace the gas tank on a 1985 4x4 regular cab? I will say if you're out west, it's fairly easy. If you're in the Rust Belt, good luck. You're gonna have a lot of broken bolts. I've had mine off once. Trying to remember even why I took it off. When I repaired the frame on my 85. That's right. I had to take it off for that because the inside frame rail needed to be replaced, the inside of the box. So I took out the gas tank and it's really not that bad. There's I think 3 bolts on each end holding it together, and it'll drop right out. Just make sure you get all the fuel lines disconnected first from the top, and that is kind of tight. You may have to unbolt the bed mounts. There's 2 right above the gas tank and 2 on the other side, the driver's side as well, and there's one or two farther. Two farther. Mine only has 1 farther back because the frame's been chopped near the rear. But normally there's 2 also in the back near the taillights. And then you can just have lift the bed up, throw a log or something under it, and you'll have plenty of room to work. I've seen where some people actually cut a hole in the bed because they're lazy. I have my 86 1-ton had that. There's just a big old square hole that actually put an access cover on the bed, but they just didn't care. So don't do that. I appreciate all the comments, guys. I mean, it's 10 o'clock, but we'll stay on. We still got a lot of viewers, and the comments are still coming, so I don't mind staying late. Sorry we never heard from Jimmy. I hope he's okay. It's just ironic because the last time I was supposed to have him on the show, I was the one with the emergency, and I kind of bailed on him because I had to go to the ER. And here we are a month later, and hopefully everything's okay with him. How did I repair the frame? On my 85, yeah. I'm trying to think. I do have a video on that. It was very early in the channel, so the quality sucks. But I think it might. I don't know. Let me look that up. Real quick here. I'll get back to that comment. Cole, did I decide what I'm going to do with the 80 or 81? Okay, yeah. I called it an 81 in some of the previous videos. It actually is a 1980 because I went to actually do a Carfax on it, and I realized it doesn't have a 17-digit VIN. So it's got the 10-digit VIN because it is a 1980, the last year of the 10-digit VINs. So unfortunately, I don't know any history of the truck, but it's a good truck. Well, the plan is I've had some cool ideas in my head. Tell me, you guys, let me know your feedback on these ideas. First, I was thinking it'd be cool. Obviously, it'd be cool to convert to 4-wheel drive, but I've got a 4-wheel drive truck. I've always wanted a lowered truck. I've never owned a lowered truck. So I think it'd be kind of cool to lower it, put some wider wheels on it. Oh, we got Jimmy showing up here. Let's see here. There he is.
Video. There we go. Hello.
How's it going, man?
I can't hear you for some reason.
Oh, you can't hear me?
Let's see here. How about I just try to turn it up?
All right.
How about? Can you hear me?
I hear you fine. Yes.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me. That's weird.
Why is that? There should be no reason.
There should not be, because I think unless I went out, no, everybody else hears me on the channel, so not sure what's going on. Can you guys hear? You guys can hear your Jimmy, okay, right?
Why is the audio not working?
Well, here, while he's figuring that out, my
How
other
about
thought
some
for my
headphones?
was to get a dually rear end with some dually fenders on it. So that's what I looked at trying to find dually fenders that would fit, like the flares. I looked at like the C31s from like an old square body dually. The only problem is those things have giant beds, and those fenders are so little Toyota bed. So I may abandon the whole dually idea, even though it would look awesome with matching fenders. I think I'm gonna abandon that. Just stick with at least for now, keeping it simple and just going with maybe a little bit lowering and some wider wheels and tires. And I heard there were, Bob, you're right. There are some true dually fenders from Toyotas. And I think some old Datsuns might have had them as well, and they are extremely rare. I couldn't even find any. still can't hear me. Let's see here. All right. I'm going to try calling him back here.
How about now?
Can you hear me? No? Weird.
I can't hear you.
Very weird.
This is so weird.
Microphone. Yeah, I don't know. They can hear us both. Yeah, so if I ever come across a set of those fenders, I'll definitely pick them up. You guys are saying Jimmy's way too loud. Let me turn him down here a little bit. Which one is mine? All right. So yeah, I don't know.
I'm gonna restart my computer.
I wonder if he thought that the show started at 10. That might be the problem. Because I said 9 Eastern Standard Time, and he's out there in the West Coast. But yeah, I don't know what's going on, dude. Skype? Nah, I'm not impressed with Skype. We need to get Zoom figured out here. But yeah, well, with that note, with another technical difficulty, I think we'll call it a night here. Wait, Bob, what do you want me to check out before I sign off here? You guys need Zoom or Google Meets? Yeah, we wanted to get to Zoom. Clinton and I say the same thing. Skype's always sketchy, but it just a time to set something up, you know. We got to get around to it for sure. Oh, my bad. I never got you the frame repair video. I'm sorry about that. Let me find this here. Okay. This might be it. To be honest, it's been a while since I've looked at my old stuff. Let me see here. Yeah, this is it. Okay. This is a frame repair video. I will post a link in here. And it starts off nowadays, and I show how the frame looks, then I show how I repaired it, and then I show how the repair has been preserved with fluid film. Like I said, they don't sponsor me, but I just use the stuff. So there is the frame repair video. It's sort of edited from really old footage, like 2011 is when I did that. Can I turn on captions? Can I? Let's see. I don't see a way to do captions. Sorry, Jim. I thought that might be on your end, but I don't see a way to do it on my end. I've seen that Toyota dually you're talking about. It's the it's honestly I don't like them, but it's the custom cabs. They look really awkward, and it's got like the big back window. I just feel like that just wouldn't be a useful truck because it's only a 2-door. I mean, unless you're driving like cross country, it's going to be a pain to sort of get in and out of the thing, you know. But I've seen those with the original Toyota dually fenders, and I love the style of those fenders. I would definitely love to get my hands on those, but like you said, pretty rare, probably not going to happen. So, all right, we'll try this one more time. Let's see what happens here. All right, we have audio. That is, I don't know, that's weird. It's all good. No worries. Well, We're about done anyway. So, uh, yeah, Bob. I'm talking about the first gen trucks. The second gen they had it figured out a little bit better, but the first gens they look really goofy with that giant window. I'll find some pictures of one of those for the next show, and we'll put them up and see what everybody thinks. They're almost so cool just because they're so weird looking, but I don't think I want to own one. Just seems like a lot of hard to find parts for sure. But that's going to be it for tonight's show. Thanks everyone for stopping in. Sorry we had a couple technical difficulties. Jimmy's either really still or he's frozen. I don't know. Oh, he's moving. Okay. So thanks for checking in, and we'll see you all next Tuesday. And I'll let you know who we'll be having on the show, whether it be Clinton or Jimmy or who knows. Maybe we'll get Zoom figured out, and we'll have them both on. So thanks for checking in. Have a good night.